First one, you might not give a shit, Will, but chime in when I can.
Yeah.
So our boy, Matt Mitrione, it got announced. He's fighting Fedor, the main event. And this is in...
Our boy, Matt Mitrione. Remember the Thailand story?
Yes! Yes, Will! When Brian missed, it was you were my co-host, and then Matt filled in that Thailand story.
The greatest.
The best story of all time.
Listeners will just have to go back and search Matt Mitrione, Will Sasso, and listen to Matt Mitrione's Thailand story. And then you and I sold him down the fucking
When
river.
he left, we were like, "This is the worst story I've ever heard."
Yeah.
It went. He gave you every detail, and so my wallet, it was like sitting on the side of my hip, not in the middle. And then when I get in the taxi,
wake up in this room, and the room's got this it's painted blue, and they got these things and hanging. They're not dream catchers, they're like Thailand art.
And
so
did Matt hear you guys making fun of him?
We did it right there. I was scared for my life.
It was funny though. But
I love Matt.
Yeah. So it was announced, and Fedor and Matt were in person during the Chandler. It is not cold in here, but with the Chandler Hendo fight, he came out, and so it's Bellator 172, February 8th. In San Jose, airing live and free on Spike TV, and you got Fedor versus Matt Mitrione. Oof. And I talked to Matt this morning, and we'll probably have him on the show too before the fight. But that's one of those fights that it's a life-changing fight. You know what I'm saying? Like the chance to fight Fedor in America is a life changer.
Yeah.
And it's a great fight
because he's such a legend, Fedor.
It's Fedor. Everyone knows Fedor. Well, obviously MMA purists know Fedor, and he's regarded as one of the best of all time. Granted, he's a little older. I think it's a great matchup for Matt. If Matt has the right frame of mind and he comes and he respects him, he's going to murk him.
He'll murk him because
it can be a setup fight. You're talking and I was on a big win streak, and they gave me a big nog. I went, oh, he's old. Like my training partner's like, dude, he's a legend for a reason. Yeah. Like, don't overlook this guy. I'm like, I'm gonna smoke this old man. What the fuck are you talking about? We know how that went. So for Matt, the biggest advice I can give to him is he's Fedor, and some consider him the best MMA fighter of all time for good reason. And the last thing to go with these older fighters is power.
Yeah.
And he still
has excellent timing, doesn't he?
He's excellent everything. Yeah. He's excellent.
I did not know that Fedor was still fighting.
Exactly. So he's been fighting, he did his last fights, I think, in Russia, and he hasn't fought the best competition. But for Matt, it's such a big opportunity, man.
Okay, so now
grabs it by the fucking balls and runs with it and doesn't overlook him.
Your listenership, of course, knows a thing or two about fighting because they're listening to The Fighter and the Kid, and you guys are the premier thinkers, I think, as far as the sport and its future.
We break it down
like no one ever.
So
before.
I got no place bringing this up, but I do notice this: Fedor before a fight, he always looks extremely relaxed.
Yes.
It's scary, right?
Yeah,
extremely.
Like he's been
relaxed.
playing cards,
right?
And he goes, "I'll be right back. Hold my hand.
Yeah,
I got to go out and fight.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come back in."
Yeah, and so he's been listening. He's been meditating or something. Or
do you know about his brother? He just got out of prison. I forget the facts.
Straight up gangster, his brother, right?
Yeah. He was a part of the Russian mafia, and his people would break down his tattoos.
Dudes.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy.
Yeah,
he gave back to the community by giving back cut your throat. But he had tattoos.
Those guys don't run over bears and fucking eat them in the middle of fucking Siberia.
He had tattoos, and he got some removed because it was in there on his chest and all over. And on the back, he has the Grim Reaper holding the baby. So he's just a really fun.
Oh, cool,
guy.
Sweet dude.
And he's actually on tomorrow's show. Yeah, it should be fun.
The Grim Reaper holding a baby.
Oh, you don't know anything about Fedor's brother?
I do know a little bit.
He's a monster.
Yeah,
not like Fedor.
And an MMA fighter, and put a hurt on some
He probably grew up in Russia, fucking whacked out of his head on crocodile up on the top of skyscrapers that are still being built for 15 years because the economy's all fucked up because a thug is in charge of the whole place.
Yeah.
Doing handstands and shit with
those
other kids and fucking GoPros. Because if he falls off a fucking...
He just got out of jail?
Because if he falls off a building, it won't matter because it just means death. And in Russia, that's fine.
They welcome
Here's the thing about Fedor, though. He always looks really sleepy. So now, again, I don't want to talk out of turn. If Matt can get near him before the fight, tell him a couple Thailand stories. Get him really, even more sleepy. I'm not trying to fuck with Matt, but if we get him really, really, really dozy, then Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Or like in between, just like, during the thing, it's like, like.
Right before they walk out.
Right before they walk out.
Just rattle off a couple Thailand stories.
I was in Thailand, and we had this grilled octopus. It was really good. And like, Blah 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 blah.
Tell him about
What
your
is
taxi
point? What
driver.
is the point of story? Why you not tell me point? You always you tell me little tertiary detail that did not matter.
There's
Come
no
on.
fucking payoff.
Yeah, there's no payoff. Why? Who cares that wall are blue in hotel? Who cares that it's only beads instead of door that anybody can come in? Get to point. And just make him sleepy.
That was Matt's story. We were like, for like 45 minutes, we were like this. And he's like, when you walk in, there's no doors. It's just these beats, and it's these tiny little beats.
Yeah.
And then when we walk in, the walls, they're not white.
Yeah.
And then there's popcorn on the ceiling. You know that weird popcorn
Yeah,
thing?
popcorn thing was from the 70s. I kind of thought that
That's
was only
Jimmy
an
Burke.
American thing.
My buddy Jimmy Burke will
He's
tell
a
you
storyteller.
every
But Matt,
fucking detail.
I'm telling you, the fans need to go back and listen to that one. We were laughing so hard. Matt was like, shit. When he found he got roasted online. He's like, fuck, man.
Fuck.
All
God
right.
bless Matt Mitrione.
Well, I hope he beats the fucking snot
Me
out
too.
of that
Shout
Russian
out to Matt
criminal.
Mitrione. Really,
You heard me.
Hey,